Okay, okay. So, hello, Vineet.
Hey, how are you? Zainab.
I'm good. How are you doing?
Pretty much here and there. Things are going on. We are moving ahead.
Okay, okay. So, always believe more than expected is the vision of VSIT ESL. And as ESL have started a podcast series of young entrepreneurs who will share their success stories with us, which will help the further young entrepreneurs to achieve in their dreams. So, here the ESL of VSIT comes up with a fourth podcast series. Good afternoon, one and all present here. My name is Zainab Kachwala, and I'm the Vice President of ESL. And I welcome
Sorry
you
to
all to the.
interrupt. Sorry to interrupt, Zainab.
No problem, ma'am.
Vineet, is it possible for you to keep the video on for quite some time, if possible? Yes, yes. Thanks, Vineet.
Yes, because we are going to capture this and we are going to share it with the social media. So we want you to be visible and people should
So,
see you.
ma'am, should
Okay.
I start again?
Yes, take over.
Okay. Okay. I'll start again. So, always believe more than expected is the vision of VSIT ESL. As ESL has started a podcast series of young entrepreneurs who will share their success stories with us, which will help the further young generation entrepreneurs to achieve in their dreams. So, here the ESL of VSIT comes up with their fourth podcast series. Good afternoon, one and all. My name is Zainab Kachwala, and I'm the Vice President of ESL. And I welcome you all to the fourth episode of our podcast series, Dreamers of Today's and Achievers of Tomorrow's. So, our guest for today's series is Mr. Vineet Jain. Hello, Vineet.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Great.
Vineet is the founding director of Innovators. He's the alumni of VIT and also known as Banya Programmer. So let's get started with this. Welcome, Vineet, to our podcast series.
Great.
So, Vineet, how are
Happy
you
to be
doing
here.
and how is sorry?
I'm happy to be here. It's great that we did not have these kind of things while I was in college. So these are pretty interesting norms which you guys are pulling off.
We are happy to have you too on our episode. Thank you so much, Vineet. So, how are you doing, Vineet, and how is lockdown going?
Uh, so basically, I'm fine. Lockdown's pretty much the engine which combusted us. So we guys set up the entire incubation platform when early March we decided to start the company, and the entire lockdown we had so much of time with ourselves. We managed having our own 15 portfolios in place, all of them reaching to the MVP place. We have got them funded, and yeah, so lockdown pretty much helped us get our things together, and we've moved and come ahead while the markets are opening. I hope they're opening while now.
Sure. So, as you are the founding director of Innovators, can you run us through what Tech Innovators is all about?
For sure. So basically, Tech Innovators is a startup accelerator and incubator program. We take in pre-seed. So basically, we're focusing on pre-seed startups where the business is just like an idea in the thin air. We take it up from there. We help the founder have an office space. We brainstorm to a place where we have a plan where the uh, first set of the product MVP comes in. We get the startup funded with the investor network which we have, and then we make sure that for 9 months we run the accelerator program with them. We get them government associations, we get them corporate associations, and the aim majorly is to take the startup to its right place. That's what Tech Innovators does. Why Tech Innovators? Because Tech Innovators mainly focus on tech-based avenues which are innovative in nature, focusing on majorly focusing on agricultural tech, biotech, fintech, data science tech, edutech. So these are the avenues which we are working around. we have like a set of founders which are within the range of 21 years old, like 21 years old, who set up his own edutech arm to their idea. So yeah, that's pretty much the journey. We meet new people, we meet new ideas, we try and convert the idea to an MVP, MVP to a model. So that's what we pretty much do.
So interesting, Vineet. So, as you're doing a lot of work in tech innovators, so where do you see next 5 to 10 years ahead?
Somewhere like sitting next to Y Combinator.
Great. So, can you tell us about your college life?
Really? My teachers are here. Okay, so college was pretty much a hustle. Like from the 4 years of curriculum, I attended 8 months of college, which was one year of one month of the semester examinations. I used to come to college for certain lectures. Otherwise, I was always working with startups. I think so. I hardly came to college after second year. I was the kid who used to be begging in the staff room to the HODs, "Ke sir, wo please laga do, mera internship chal raha hai, pass kar do." There was one, I still remember one ma'am who had just thrown away my file, that who are you? You have come for the final practicals and I've never seen you in the class. So college was a little bit rough, but I was always up with the work going on in the college. I had set up and built that time Android was something which was coming up early second year, and we had set up a QR code attendance system which we had run in our thing. So we used to make an ERP, and we used to sell projects to kids and all. So we used to do a lot of stuff with respect to code and business. Uh, Post that, I was I was engaging with a couple of, I never got placed. I was not eligible to sit for placements. Our TPO was quite upset that I once came and I almost requested him, sir, that there should be at least one company who will be willing to take me in. And he said no, L&T won't be taking in. They have minimum criteria of 60 some percentage and all. And I was not good at studies. My first year's aggregate score is like the passing was 40, so I managed to get 42 because they allowed me to the next year. Then next year it was 43. Then okay, there was a friend of mine who started. What happened in final year was like I found John, who was a professor. I was working with one of the investment bankers while I was interning, and he introduced me to a professor who is with Baruch University in New York, and I wanted to pursue Masters in Financial Engineering, MFE. And he told me that he would only be able to give me internship at his day trade exchange there, and a scholarship if I have a 60% plus on my university in the thing. So I somehow managed to get a first class in my final year, and you can trick stuff, and I got there. So college was pretty much fun. I miss college. I never had to be responsible. I was very. I mean, you have a lot of options for yourself when you're in college. You should use that time well. You should actually have a lot of fun, because if by chance get serious, you won't be have you won't be able to have a lot later. So yeah, that's about. Be in touch with me and tell me कि कभी तो आजा रे, तुझा काय होणार. Then I was like, okay, sir, we will meet.
That's so nice to hear from you. I went through your LinkedIn profile and I've seen you doing a lot of things at present. As in, you're a partner with a lot of firms right now. For example, the Weller Health and the Caterpillar example, and etc. The VAD agency and many more. Would like to know about your experience in all these firms. Like, how is it going?
Okay, so basically, I am working with a couple of startups where my personal interest is also there. So I would talk about Velar Health, where I've invested, as well as accelerating the program, accelerating the startup under our program. Velar Health is basically India's first infertility community, which we are building. So infertility market is very big. The treatments around it are of heavy token, so like an IVF or a surrogacy is something which is rising at the surge of around 60% every year, and infertility is growing at a very high rate. So what we earlier started with a model where we invested in one IVF clinic. It is at Global Hospital, okay, and we run digital marketing ads via SEO, and we started getting customers from Kenya, Ukraine, via digital marketing. And via Indian medical tourism, we used to bring those customer patients, or you can say customers to the business, to India and get the treatment done and make money out of it. Slowly, we realized the capex of setting up one clinic is very high. So you need to spend around 2.5 crores to start one clinic. And then I realized that what I can do is that I can create a marketplace where there are around 2,500 clinics in India. I'll onboard them all. I have a good relationship with doctors because one of my partner is owner of a pharma company which distributes infertility drugs. So we created Velar Health. Now we have onboarded doctors from 4 cities, and we've started marketing. So we that's the journey from the beginning, which I'm in Velar Health. Caterpillar again. Caterpillar is a very crazy product. You guys must know that the founder is VIT, ex-VIT campus young girl who's trying to create and fill the gap between social media. Very talented, has a very different knack towards seeing things. So from the concept, we started building it, and now we have taken the product to a spin where we are coming out with something like a Snapchat UI. And Caterpillar stands to create a platform. You can say a social media platform where anybody can express freely. What we do is we conceal a person's identity and allow you to, talk to people, answer questions. And there are certain interesting things, like as you had the fires thing in Snapchat. If you keep talking to people, some kind of points increase where your connection is shown. So you try and connect with a lot of people where they're not judging you. Like on today on LinkedIn, I cannot say that I'm stressed because one of my investor on the deal bailed out. I have to take care of my image. I have to see what the other investors might do. But on Caterpillar, I could freely go and say I'm stressed. So we started with the app like four months ago. We have more than 20,000 downloads and more than 15,000 chats getting exchanged every day. People are coming in confessing depression. They are confessing. They're saying that I'm depressed, I'm addicted, I'm not happy. Some are saying I'm crazy. A lot of things are happening here. People are also sharing stuff like, basically what we did is we wanted to increase traffic on the platform without spending a lot on marketing. So we started doing reverse engineering. We started the trends which were going on social media applications like a Reddit or a Twitter, created questions out of them and put it on Caterpillar, and then people started answering. We went back to Twitter and posted Caterpillar's post, and people used to come back from Reddit and Twitter to Caterpillar again, and that's how we started generating amazing traffic. People started liking the content which is coming on Caterpillar also. So that's been the experience with Caterpillar. Example is an edutech product of mine, which it has created an algorithm which helps in increasing the cognitive ability of a student while appearing for entrance exams. The pattern is cracked with each exam, so we understood how NEET works. So NEET is the National Eligibility Entrance
Vinny, your voice
Examination.
is lagging.
If you want to become a doctor in the country, can you hear me? Hello.
We can hear you.
Okay, great. So NEET preparation is there. We have like around 5,000 students onboarded, and that's also an MVP which is in market. So similarly, there are other projects which we are working on. We have not made it contracts and tender. That's the journey around. We have been doing a lot of projects. There are places where we
Vineet,
have just
sorry to interrupt,
startups
but
did not
you
require
but your
having a
voice is
test.
lagging.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you when you say, "Can you hear me?" But your voice is
Yeah,
lagging a bit.
I'm sorry, I'm traveling a bit. Let's try that. Just let me know if I'm not, in proper sync. So
Okay.
yeah, that's pretty much about the projects. There are a lot of them, and we are working with all of them. There are personal investments, which where I'm mentioned as a partner, and there are some places where we have not come out yet.
Bank account, start account, receivable account.
Then up,
Yes, I'm there.
yeah, that's pretty much about the experience around with the projects which we are doing.
That's really great, Vineet. So you shared a lot of things about the Caterpillar thing and Velar Health. The person, the founder of Caterpillar, can you name her?
She's Sanjana Mane.
Yeah, we know her.
She's from VIT. Correct.
Yeah,
So she's from VIT itself. She started with the radio as one of her platforms, which she started in college itself.
radio,
Po-
radio.
yes. Post that, she converted radio more or less the concept into Caterpillar because text is much more easier than voice to be accumulated as a content. So that's what Sanjana has been doing now, and it's going great.
That's nice. That's nice. So you have worked with two companies, two firms, that is the Seal Professional and India Web Solutions, before working with all the startups and all, before working on your startup. Can you tell us what companies and how did you overcome them? And all
So basically, what happened is like in second year, my I started working, and there was one friend of mine who was a psychiatrist, and she had her boss who was an investment banker. He called for a IT guy, so that's what they used to term us that time. And I went there, and he told me that, you know what, I want to build my business website, and I want to keep the blogs up, etc. So will you be able to pull that off? I had never done anything of that sort. I was a core programmer where I used to work with Python and C, but he was giving me good money. So I told him, "Sir, ban jayega," and that's where I got the internship. I did lie more or less that I know it, but what happened is like I went back, and whatever he wanted to make, uh, I figured out what is supposed to be done very quickly. I told him that we'll go in phase wise, and I first gave him a WordPress standard thing which he could start his kick his business off with, and in the back end, then I started learning JavaScript, and I created a custom portal also within 4 months. So it was kind of very good that I went to a place where I did not know what was asked for, and I managed to self learn, because we have a lot of subjects like web development and etc. But when it comes to real time business, it's very difficult. Create a college project, I never used to think what my boss will say, what the customer will say. More or less, I used to be happy because the syntax is right, no error is coming, things are working fine. But when you have that much, and then you understand that you're nowhere because your customer is saying that no, this is not what I like. So I started learning about different things other than programming, and I started understanding the business part of it because it was a good luck. I started working with bankers in the early stage. I started understanding business. So that is where I like the name the Banya programmer thing, where whenever you can mix technology with business. Come on, we are the guys. I'll tell you, everybody who's in VIS, VSIT, VIT, you are the guys who understand how technology works, how a computer works. All you need to find out is a market opportunity and plug it in. We are the guys who are going to be in demand for the next generation. We are the guys who should keep that knack up, and that's where the important part is you understand the business part of it. Otherwise तुम्हारा code तो 4 MB का file है. It's not making a difference to anybody in the world. So yeah, that's what I learned while working with these companies. And then when I started working with my own, though that was another whole challenge, because while I was interning, I was just taking care of the software part. I was never worried that how money flows, how I'll bring people, how I'll bring business, how I'll bring customers. And when I started doing my own thing, I realized that okay, software was very easy, making an app is very easy, but bringing customers to it and managing the people in your office and
The
monthly
marketing
payments,
strategy.
a lot of things like you have to build a knack and move around the product where you have to market it this way where the competitors are already there. So when I started Hootloot, it was not that there was no Amazon or a Myntra. So we had to do something where customers come to us and they buy, right? So those things were never done in college. I never knew how to do properly in my vivas and talk and get a full score. How will I tell somebody that you pay me the money which is there in your pocket and buy what I'm selling? Okay, and that was the most interesting journey, and I think every one of us should do that once. That we should be able to sell something to somebody, and if we can do that, then it's the only matter whether you create or you trade. That is sustainability.
Nice to hear you from to hear from you. Then, among the people whom you have worked with or you are working with, who do you admire and why? Why do you admire that person? And what that person have played like the major role in your life?
So basically, everybody plays a good role. It, if it would not have been easy if the people around me were not there. I was very young. I did not have a good amount of funds. There were people who were trying to listen to us. There are my mentors. Like there is one guy whose name is Kapil Puri. He helped me when I was like around 23 years old, and he told me, okay, ये ले बेटा, ये 50 lakh है, you go and do your business. I'm gonna fund that, and that is where people should trust in you. My founders were there while they had a very good experience. When I entered the business, he was already like 5 to 6 years experience. He was the youngest brand manager at Hindustan Unilevers. So I started learning from him. I learned a lot from him. Then as I moved ahead, I started giving presentations to investors. I started meeting people across the globe. So there was who is from Shanghai. He's the guy from Capital, Mojos, and etc. So those guys take you to a place where where you understand that they're fine. I mean, as a kid, something goes wrong. Everybody's pumping in so much money. We guys are getting rejected. We are giving 10 meetings, and these guys say at the end of the day, you're surviving. Okay, be happy with it. And then we used to come back home and sleep. Okay, fine, we're living. And slowly as time passed, we realized that growth comes with time, and you have to put that much time in it. मतलब आपको चाहिए कि कल आपके पास 1 करोड़ रुपए आ जाए, तो मतलब फिर कोई भी कल सुबह ले आएगा. आप कर सकते हो, तो उसको उतना समय लगेगा जो दे रहा है वो. आपका the entire journey requires a lot of patience, And while you're young, maybe if you do a little bit of business or you do a little bit of avenue and you start at your 30s, you've gained a little bit of patience. But yes, these guys helped me understand what patience is. And it's really necessary that, you know, you have people along by yourself. So my founders were there, my investors were there, my family was very supportive. They never asked me kitna paisa laega, kabhi laega, because initially in startup you never make money, whereas your friends are going to the US and sending dollars across. So yeah, so there is a lot. There is a lot of people. I cannot really mention all the names, but yeah, I would. If I'm getting a platform, I would like to thank everybody here, man.
So nice and so true. Then, what message would you like to give the students who are starting their ventures and doing startups at a very young age, like from their college age itself? What message would you like to give them?
Uh, you know what? Listen to everybody. Do what you want. Please listen to everybody. Keep your ears open. Go and talk to 100 people. Go and talk to 1,000 people. Some might just throw you out, but just don't stop. Okay, keep going. Keep a mentor always. You know, be smart. Be smart. Be very shrewd. Otherwise, you won't be able to survive. You cannot do anything alone. I mean, if you're considering that in your starting, you cannot do that. Find people for yourself. Maybe they'll stay. Maybe they won't. But you know, to move ahead, you require things. So find a mentor. Keep moving ahead. The place where success starts coming in, the business starts going up or down is very uncertain. I mean, you cannot define at day one that, you know, day 180 will be the place where you'll have this much in the bank. If you can do that, I'm going to hire you right now. But otherwise, you just have to stick to it till you make it. You cannot leave it. There will be times where, you know, you won't have money, or maybe you won't have the idea for what to do, what next to go about with, but you have to stick to it. So be smart, don't stop.
Thank you so much. Then, could you tell us about some difficulties you faced while you were starting, while you were doing your startup, as well as your college? So the difficulties like as hiring for the matter, and how did you overcome those? And what marketing analytics did you use while branding and setting up your company?
The only difficulty was money initially. There are a lot of people in the country. We never had issue with respect to resources. I was very social, so I had good friends who helped me for free, providing their services. So that is something which you should have if you don't want to face difficulties. Uh, then yeah, raising funds, having good sort of mentors. I would have not wasted so much time figuring out stuff if I had a very good mentor. I initially did not know the concept that we could build a board of directors who will be just advisors for you for a while and will help you to structure and things. So I did not have a good amount of exposure. Indeed, that's why after my first exit, I started Tech Innovators as an incubator platform. When a founder decides that he wants to do something, you know, this problem shouldn't come to him. We've already set up a mentor group of 43 people who are distributed across biotech, nano engineering, fintech, etc. So as soon as a startup comes, we make them meet people and, you know, tell them to discuss with them. So they tell them that, you know, you should go this way or not. uh, then money again, so we got investors on board where we take startups and, you know, tell them that you create your pitch, you create a marketing ideas and go to these investors. You won't have to hunt, they are our network. But finding investors was a very big challenge. If you have funds, you can really bring good people on board. You can take your startups to a next level with people. So money was a very big challenge. um, then we faced one thing which we faced was like, while building Kootloot, we had to, you know, when the markets are big, we had to prove everybody that we have a place. So they would always question us that if there is an OLX or if there is a Amazon or something like that, why does the market really need you? So you have to stay and stick and tell them that, yeah, fine, I'll just take 1% of the market share. I don't want to be the 99 right now. So then they say, okay, fine. So that was one of the issues, proving validation to investors initially. There are some who believe that, okay, fine, you can start with this, and some who said this might not work out. So yeah, those were the major issues. I never faced issues with resources, maybe because I was very good with people, and at a very young age I started making my network, and I learned by myself. So I knew people whom I can call and always get help. I was never ashamed to ask help. I directly used to call them and say, bro, I need help.
So nice. And as for hiring, what difficulties did you face? Hiring interns or hiring employees?
Uh, I initially went the traditional way. That is where I was facing the issues. But then I started finding things where, like I spoke to the interns group in DJ Soundly, where there is a fest which is there. There were 2-3 interns which I had taken from VIT also. So I set up a couple of colleges for myself, where every 6 months we used to go and hire interns. So that was very much done from there. With respect to hiring, I used to get a lot of not the non-technical guys, which pretty much available. If you go to Naukri.com, whatever you want, people are available for you. But before that, for the tech guys are expensive. A startup cannot you know, uh, like spend like a lakh rupee on a five year experienced developer. So what we did is we started finding people who are training skill set. So Soul, there's an organization named as Soul, School of Accelerated Learning. It's from Telangana. These guys, what they do is like they take up any sort of candidate who's interested in coding. They don't charge them anything, okay? And then they train them for 4 months. At that time, they were training them in PHP and etc. That was like 5 years ago. Now I think so. They have product. No, no, now they have product design. They have mean stack and etc. So I used to go there and hire young guys who were freshers, and some of them who had experience. So I used to hire from there. You also asked me about marketing tools and analytical tools, etc. So when we did not have money, we created our own session-based platform. We always used to rely on Firebase and Google Analytics. Then I slowly started moving to Mo Engage also. So Mo Engage helped me with a lot of insights. Then there was, I really can't get the name right now, but for the web behavioral analytics, we used to have a video analytics platform where any user who spent more than 60 seconds or a bracket which you select, they give you the video analytics of the platform, that how they are behaving. And also a user who spent less than 10 seconds on your website. So like they came, they did not like anything and they bounced off. So where did they bounce off is something. So I used to use that platform. I might just check and get back to you for that. You can post that analytics tool later. Then we used to use Fabric a lot for the mobile application, Graslytics, etc. That's pretty much around it, man.
Okay. Thank you, Vineet. So going ahead, we have a rapid fire round.
Okay.
So with the first question, here you go with the first question. If you could pick up brain of a person for 24 hours and ask him anything, what would it be?
Pick up what?
Pick up a person's brain, anyone's, for 24 hours, and if you had to ask something, what would it be?
Ask something.
Yes. Ask him anything.
Okay. Like a brain, really. I know I would just sleep and ask them to work for me for 24 hours.
That's nice. Then the second question, beside your company, what is the one thing which you're obsessed with right now? Like your work and different firms?
Like other than work? Oh dear Lord. I think so pretty much with my granny.
Oh, That's nice. Then the third question. A piece of advice which sounded good when you heard it, but it turned out extremely terrible.
Uh, okay, okay. Yeah. So one guy told me like it was just the fourth day where I'd made my pitch deck and I was going out for fundraising, and he told me that you are not from IIT, IIM, and etc. देखो तो fund ही नहीं मिलने वाला है. And boy, I raised $5 million.
That's nice. Then the fourth question. Imagine yourself in 3 years ahead. What do you hope will be different about you then compared to now?
About me, I don't want to go to work every day. If in 3 years it's possible, I want to automate and just have a satisfactory machine going on its own.
Okay. Moving ahead, tell us about a time you took an unexpected initiative.
Tech innovators.
Oh, nice. Then the last
I
question.
got my PR visa done for North America, so I'm working with a couple of partners there, and post having that in hand, I suddenly got this up.
Nice. Going ahead, and the last question for this round. What are you really good at but never want to do anymore?
What am I really good at, and I don't want to do it
You
anymore?
don't want to do it anymore.
No, man, nothing like that.
Okay. Thank you so much. We end with this episode. Thank you, Vineet, for being with us. And thank you so much as you are traveling and yet you were willing to be here with us and you cooperated. I would like to thank all the listeners as well. So presenting a vote of thanks, a very big thanks to our today's guest and all the audience and people listening out there on us. Thank you so much, Vineet, once again. Your presence really made a great effect. And once again, I thank One Lord present here. Thank you so much, Vineet.
Thank you, Zainab. You were amazing host. It was fun. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much.